Alright, so the first thing that you're going to start off with your makeup is you're going to need a moisturizer. Moisturizers are extremely important. You cannot do your makeup without a moisturizer because it almost primes the face, and if you have dry flakes coming off your skin, it's gross, even if you have oily skin or whatever type of skin you have. But anyways, I have two moisturizers which I really like. The first one is the Clean and Clear Finishes Mattifying Moisturizer. Now, I just actually applied that all over Jane's face before. And then we have the Clean and Clear Dual Action Moisturizer. This is an amazing moisturizer for people of normal to dry skin, but this one is actually going to mattify your skin before you apply primer or foundation or whatever. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started onto the primer. So this is my favorite primer. This is the Prime Time from Bare Minerals. This is a clear gel primer, which you are going to be amazed when you feel this. It is actually like a gel, and you apply it and it feels super smooth. It feels amazing, and you might be like amazed or something. But this is an awesome primer because primers may seem like you don't know what it is. Some primers claim to make your makeup last longer. Some primers just claim to even out your skin or do something else, but this one is just going to create a smooth surface for your foundation to lay on. So I really like this one, and I recommend it to anyone. Go ahead and check out different primers. Primers are most found in high-end brands rather than like low-end brands, but there is a L'Oreal one, which is the Magic Perfecting Base, which I love and I'm obsessed with, but I do not own it, and I've used it on someone else before. But anyways, I'm just taking a pump of this, and a pump is really all you need, and we're just going to apply this on the forehead, cheeks, nose, and chin.
It feels really nice.
Yeah, and it just feels very smooth on your face. And you go ahead and apply that under your eyes as well, because we want the concealer, which we're going to use later, to apply a lot smoother. After that's all on, nothing should really, it's clear, so it shouldn't really be that different. But anyways, foundation. This is one of the biggest things. You don't know what it is, and you might be a little confused. A couple questions you might have is, what foundation is right for me? How do I test my shade? How do I apply foundation? Well, I would first recommend using samples. Samples are an amazing way to test foundations for maybe a week or something, and they will give you a very good idea of what this foundation is going to look like. These are most found in department stores rather than drugstores, but I'm sure you could kind of just take your chances on a drugstore and return it if you don't like it. So the foundation I'm testing on her today is the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. This is a very expensive foundation, but I feel like foundation is something you need to invest in because it is your base or your foundation, like if you've ever heard of like housing stuff, it's like the foundation or the cement you're about to put on it. It's like that. So I need to take this, and I like to put it on the back of my hand because I feel like that's kind of just like how do I apply foundation? There's so many different types of foundation brushes, and you may be wondering, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So I have a bunch of foundation brushes here, and I'm going to show you guys which ones to skip out on and which ones to definitely check out. So the first one is a traditional old flat clean foundation brush. I would not recommend this since it is flat and it's going to leave a lot of streaks on your face as you apply it. As you can see, like this motion is going to leave streaks on the foundation, so I would not recommend one of these unless you are very devoted and you want to really like stroke it off. The second foundation brush is a stippling brush. These are pretty fringe in the middle area, or fringe, and they work pretty well. They stipple on the foundation, just like the whole thing. It's like pressing it in, and the little hairs on the top. So I don't know, there's like different hairs. But this is supposed to make your skin look flawless. I think it does a good job, and I think it's worth getting to find out. It's good for your skin. A lot of people use it, and I definitely recommend it. The next one is a flat top brush. These are kind of recent in the market, but they are becoming super popular. This is a Sigma brush. I'm not sure if you've heard of this brand, but it is a brand that sells brushes that are exactly like $40 MAC brushes, and they are amazing. So I have one from Elf and I have one from Sigma. They're kind of similar, but I definitely recommend the Sigma one. This is $3, this one's like $15. But it is an amazing brush, and this will last me years, and I can assure you. The brush is so dense itself. You can see how dense it is. It's amazing, and I love it so much. So this is the Sigma F80, and I recommend checking it out. It's not going to cost too much, but this is an amazing foundation brush. I'm actually going to use this today, and this is a little skinny blending sponge, and it's amazing for applying foundation however you want to. You could roll it on or whatever. I definitely recommend checking this out if you're a beginner. It's amazing for beginners, and I think it's very interesting to try out. So I'm actually going to be taking this, and this is already wet. You wet the sponge up so it expands and it gets bigger. And you're going to take the foundation on the back of your hand, and you could stipple it on kind of like this, and you could roll. For you should not use foundation too heavily, because that's what concealer is for. So this is basically going to even out your skin. So let's say Jane doesn't have any pimples over here. It's perfect skin, but it's maybe not the same color if I apply foundation in the area where she needs foundation. So this is basically going to even out her skin. So that's basically the point of foundation. That's it for foundation. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I'd be glad to answer them. And the next two things are concealer. These are two of my favorite concealers. The first one is the Garnier Nutrice Skin Renewal Anti-Dark Circle Roller. And this is for under the eyes. Certain concealers are meant for certain places. This is meant for under the eyes. It is a roller. So I will demonstrate real quick. Look up. You always want to look up when you're applying your concealer, because it's just easier to apply, I guess. And you could take any brush you want. Now, this foundation brush, as I was saying, you can take this under here, but it's going to be a little hard because it takes a long time. I'd also recommend using your ring finger. No, this is not my other finger. And it is excellent because it has the lightest touch, and it's not going to and you could see, Jane, look up. The difference between the eyes, the right eye definitely looks a lot brighter, so just looking at the camera, and the left eye looks a lot duller. So that's the point of concealer under the eye. Anyways, this is an awesome concealer for your face. This is for if you have severe acne. This is, not that she has severe acne at all, but this can cover up anything. This is supposed to cover up like a, I don't know, like a tattoo or something, yeah. So it's very, very heavy duty. This is the Glamouflage Hard Candy Concealer. So you really need the smallest amount of this, and this is going to go in the areas where I was saying the foundation did not cover. So I like to take a little concealer brush with this, which concealer brush looks like this. It's very, very small, and it kind of looks like this foundation brush, which I know you're probably thinking, but it's a lot smaller. So I'm going to take this and just apply this on any blemishes she has, or just any redness or any area that that foundation did not cover up. So after her face is completely evened out, you want to finish off with a powder. A powder is going to set your makeup, which basically means it's going to keep it all in place the entire day. It's not going to slide around because it's kind of still wet. I guess that sounds kind of weird to say, it's still wet. But this is just going to set it to make sure it's matte and it's dry and it's not going to move anywhere. If you have oily skin, this is going to prevent your skin from getting oily again. So I definitely recommend this. And I'm going to take my Sonia Kashuk powder brush. It's not a very hard brush to explain. It's a powder brush. It's very soft. It's going to apply the foundation very gently. We're just going to press it in a couple of times. And we're just going to crust, exactly like that. Not anything fancy. And you can apply it anywhere you want. I'm just going to apply it under her eyes too to set her concealer so that her concealer does not crease. This is what crease concealer looks like. So after your face is all even, we're going to apply blush and bronzer. Bronzer, there's lots of different forms of bronzer. There's shimmery bronzer, there's matte bronzer, and then there's so many colors of blush, and it's overwhelming. I understand how it feels, but personally, I feel that you should try out drugstore bronzers. I only own 2 bronzers, and I know it sounds weird, but I really only like these 2 bronzers, and this is from e.l.f. This is the Contouring Blush and Bronzing Powder, which I'm actually going to use on her today, which I will demonstrate in a second. And this is the NYC Smooth Skin Sunny Face Powder. I hit pan on this. This is an amazing bronzer. They're very similar. They apply very similar on fair skin like mine. So, love this and definitely recommend trying that out. And then blushes. I'm just going to show you guys the first 3 blushes I would recommend for beginners. The first one is the NYX Rouge Cream Blush. This is a cream blush, which may sound weird, but it's cream. It's creamy, and it's a beautiful rosy-ish pink color, and that is one of my favorite blushes. This is also another one of my favorites, which is, what's this? Candid Coral from e.l.f. And this is a corally color, which has golden shimmers in it. This is amazing for fair skin. I love that. And then this is a kind of a liquid. It looks like a nail polish, and it is called Posy Tint. It's like a liquid. It's not, if you tip it upside down, it's probably going to fall out or drip out. But it is a pink blush, and you could use it on your lips or your cheeks, and it's by the brand Benefit. You can find it at Sephora. But anyways, the brush that I recommend using with any type of blush or bronzer is a angled contour brush. This is what an angled contour brush looks like. It is basically angled so that you can get the angle of your cheeks easier, and it's very easy to use, and it's not much to explain again. So I'm going to take the e.l.f. bronzer, and I'm going to take this, and we're going to do the 3B method. This is what I recommend for any beginner. It looks like a 3. We're going to apply the bronzer. And her face is going to look a lot more sculpted, as you can see to the other side. It looks a lot more sculpted, has a lot more color. So go ahead and head to the other side. And now I'm going to take my e.l.f. blush, and this is in the Candid Coral, and I'm going to take this just with the same brush. I usually don't really switch up brushes. And I'm just going to apply this right towards the back of our cheeks. I find that this works better for people who have a slimmer face. People who have more of a rounder face or a fuller face, we're going to make them smile and apply it right there and move back. You do not want it to be anywhere too close to here. More like, this is what I consider the apple, just right there, which people say apples of your cheeks. So then you're just going to blend it back so that the color isn't too vibrant right there. So I'm taking my favorite primer, which is Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is super known on YouTube, but this is the best primer I've ever tried. It is seriously one of the best primers on the market. And this is basically a clear cream, and you're just going to apply this to your eyelids. And you're going to blend it out with your finger. So, it's going to look something like that. Now we're going to use a base. So this is, I have 3 bases as examples. I have NYX Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencils, which you might have heard of. And then I have a MAC Paint Pot. And I also got Jane a gift, which is this Color Tattoo Eye Studio 24 Hour Cream Shadow. and I might use this as a base today just to try it out. But I have bases, which bases are actually, basically, they kind of describe ourselves. They are a base for your eyeshadow. So we have a white base. If you're using super crazy colored eyeshadows, you might want to use a white base so that the colors appear more vibrant. If you're using brown eyeshadows, just to make it a little bit easier, you might apply just a taupish colored cream shadow or base. And this is kind of a gold color if you're applying gold shadows. And then I have Bare Study from MAC, which is a champagne color. And as you guys can see, I've used lots of that. And bases are something optional. They're definitely not essential, but I like using them every day because I think they definitely make your eyeshadow appear more vibrant. Here is a picture of an eyeshadow with and without a base. So I'm going to be applying her Color Tattoo base today. So I'm going to take that with my finger and I'm just going to apply this all over her eyelid. So your eyelid is the area in between the bone, which you'll probably feel somewhere around here. It's an eye socket, and that's your crease, or whatever you want to call it. Outer corner crease. And your lid is the area below it. So we're going to apply that right on the lid. Which this is a cream shadow. So you may be thinking, I can't wear this as a base because it's a cream shadow. But really, if you actually just apply this under an eyeshadow, since it is a cream product, it's going to be a little bit, it's going to act as a base. And it's going to be a little bit easier, a little bit more pigmented, since it's supposed to act as an eyeshadow. This is really pretty on her. It's just applying as a sparkling colored gold. So, Naked palette. You guys have heard me talk about this way too many times, but I decided to go ahead and feature this in my videos since the Naked palette is so raved about, and the Naked palette is, it has amazing shadows which are so pigmented and so easy to work with, so blendable, and so easy for newcomers. So this is a $48 palette. I know, a striking $48. So it may seem like a lot of money, but it's something you need to invest in. This is a $208 value for all of these products because these are all full-size eyeshadows. This is the most amazing palette I've ever used. I will continue to use this forever and ever and ever. I love this to pieces. So anyways, before I go ahead and ramble way too much about that one, I am going to be taking the color Half to Bake, which is a gold, and I'm going to show you guys how to do basically a simple smoky eye with the Naked palette, and I'm going to apply that right on top of that base that we applied. And that's going to totally make that color appear so bright and so vibrant. And what we're taking is a flat shader brush. This is a short, flat brush, which is used to apply eyeshadow on the eyelid. This is going to pack it on so that it is not going to sparsely dust over the eye. It's going to definitely pack the color on. So just look for any flat C brush, eyeshadow brush, lid brush, anything with that type of name. Oh, gross. Ah, sorry. Wait. Oh, gross. Ah, oh, gross. What'd you do? There's did they put too much of it? I'm gonna have to cut that up. Good. Good. Look down. Look up. Let's just give someone a look. Now with the Naked palette, we're going to apply a crease color. For an everyday type of look, obviously the gold is kind of very gold, but if you want to use a lighter crease color, which is this area right here, here is a picture of a smoky eye, and you will see the crease color. So for smaller eyelids or smaller eyes, eye area, you're going to use a smaller brush, which looks something like this. This is going to get into the finer cracks of her eye, since she has very smaller eye space. But if you have a larger eye space, or you want to blend the shadows together, you're going to apply a big fluffy brush. And so if you just want to blend the crease and the lid together, it's very good for that. So I really, really like this. There are 2 parts of the eyelid, or 3 parts of the eyelid. Usually people use 3 parts of the eyelid. There's the outer half of the eyelid, the outer third of the eyelid, or the inner third of the eyelid. Usually people just say the middle of the eyelid. But on this small color, I'm going to take this with the same brush, tap it in there a couple times, and I'm going to use this on the outer third of her eyelid. This is going to give more dimension. That's basically the entire point of a crease color, is to give more dimension to the entire look. So once you have the 2 colors together, you could see how much dimension that gives to her eyes. See, look up. It's beautiful, and it's just, it looks like she has some sort of shadow to her eyes, but it's very unique and it's very interesting. Now I'm going to take this small domed brush, which I was talking about, with her smaller crease space, and with this very light tan, which you may be surprised, I'm going to apply this in her crease. So, since she has a smaller eye area, I'm just going to gently pull her eyebrow up. That sounds weird. And I'm going to just apply that right in the socket of her eye. And that sounds very weird as well, but it's true. We're just going to apply that in the socket of your eye.
Yeah? Okay, wait a second.
So we're making a funny video. That's what my friend and I always do. Like, we're making a funny video. It's really funny because her parents don't know. So usually if I am doing a little bit darker look, since the gold is so gold, I want to make sure that you could see the crease color. So I'm taking the color Naked and Buck and I'm mixing them together, which these are both matte. Now the thing is, since this is so shimmery and glittery and shiny, I want to kind of settle it down a little bit with a matte light brown shade so that it's not so, there's not so much going on. So I'm just applying this in her crease. So after you get that shadow on, you're going to blend both the shadows with a fluffy brush. And this is going to ensure that you have your colors not going to be like separated. They're going to be nice and blended together. So if you have any excess shadow at the top, we're just going to take a tissue and just going to lightly blend that over. This is what the eyes look like, and it is very simple. It's kind of fun and festive, but it is very simple to do, and it's going to take a lot less time, I promise, when I am not explaining to you in a 30-minute video. Next step, which is optional, is a liquid eyeliner. So this is going to you're going to apply it to your upper lash line. So this is your lash line right here. And you want to get the most stabilization you can get. I definitely recommend using liquid eyeliner. A lot of people find gel easier, or just try different ones out, but I find that liquid is the easiest for me. Now what you want to do is take your pinky, which you probably have been noticing maybe, that I take my pinky and just rest it on her cheek. This is going to make it very easily stabilized so that I don't have to just guess and go. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to shake it up, make sure there's lots of product, and I'm going to have her open her eye a little bit. Not all the way. And I'm going to apply the eyeliner. You can apply it however you want. You may have your eye closed, you may have your eye open. I never close it real quick. The next item is pencil eyeliner. A lot of you may dread this since you're afraid it's going to hurt or something, but we are going to apply pencil eyeliner. My favorite type is the Revlon Color Stay. I have it in brown and black, so that's the only type of pencil eyeliner I have. I usually don't wear pencil eyeliner, but I will wear it occasionally. So I'm actually going to tightline her eyelash line, which tightline means you're going to apply it on the upper waterline. So the waterline is this little flap of skin on your eye, and it's very good for applying eyeliner to. The only worry is that sometimes it will smudge off and get off, obviously, since it's a water line. So they definitely try to make eyeliners a lot long lasting, so this is one of my favorite ones. I'm actually going to...
Are you going to do it on the upper or lower?
Upper. So I'm actually going to take her eyelashes, and I'm just going to get it out.
Feels so weird.
Tickle. After you do that, you are going to curl your eyelashes and apply mascara. So, the mascara I'm using today is the Voluminous Million Lashes. I would not recommend getting a drugstore, what am I saying? A high-end mascara. Drugstore mascaras are the way to go. I only own drugstore mascaras. They work amazingly, and you'll see them in everyone's videos. So I'm going to actually curl our eyelashes. This is found at the drugstore. And you could find this very easily, and it's very easily accessible. So we're actually going to open the lever up, and you're going to place our eyelashes in. Open. And you're going to squeeze it or pump it. Then we're going to take our mascara and we're apply. I usually like to go curl mascara to the different eyes instead of just curling them at the same time, because then I find that the eyelashes droop. This is going to curl your eyelashes so that your eyelashes have more flirty effect to them.
Do you want me to do it?
Sure. Lipsticks, so all I use is lip gloss. So I have a lip gloss set that I recommend getting. This is the Stila lip glaze set. If you have a Nordstrom's rack around you, check out the Stila section in the cosmetics section. They have little Stila kits, and they have lots of amazing lip glosses. And I think that they are definitely worth trying. They're like $10 for like 5 of them or something. Oh my gosh, I can't stop dropping these. And these are definitely a good deal, and they're awesome lip glosses since they're from Stila, a super high-end brand. And yeah. Also at the drugstore, actually not 3 drugstore, never mind, it's only 1 drugstore. 3 lip glosses that I really enjoy that are just not the Stila lip glazes is this one from Urban Decay. This is the Lip Love Honey Infused Lip Therapy. This is a super smooth lip gloss, and it may seem very bright, but it applies very sheer. Don't worry about it. And this is just such a smooth formula, so if you're starting off with lip gloss, I'd recommend this, since it's not as sticky as other lip glosses, and it's not going to have the same sticky, goopy effect like the other ones do. And this is the Benefit lip gloss in the color Foxy Lady, and it is a gorgeous pink. I recommend it. I think she likes it a lot. So that's. And the last one is from Revlon. This is the Color Burst Lip Gloss. I recommend all of these. I really like the formula, but this is the only color that I ended up liking, so this is the only one that I bought. I really wanted to buy other ones, but they were like weird colors. So this is in Crystal Lilac, and it's really pretty, like mauve-y crystal lilac color. And the color from the Stila lip glaze that I'm actually using today, which I'm obsessed with and I'm wearing right now, is the color Apricot. So you just twist it up. It's like retractable. I hope you sit upright when I could do that. And since her lips are already moisturized with the lip balm, they should be really soft and ready for lip gloss. And we're just going to apply this right on the lips. Alright, so that is it for the entire makeup tutorial. I hope that this is helpful, and I hope that this helps some of you who are starting off with makeup. So, I hope that this helps, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye! And this also, if you do have oily skin.
What's that?
So I'm going to take this just with my finger. I'm just going to go stupid. That. Alright, smile.